welcome back to Talksontour Online. And joining me as always is Michael Lunatic, wherever he may be.
I'm below you.
And personally welcoming us is my cosplay sister Ash.
And it's the other way for you, Helen. So if you point the hands at the other way.
That way.
That way, yes.
Well, I've got Michael above me and I've got Helen to that way. So.
Oh, we're just going to send everyone dizzy.
Maybe we could probably see how they always fuss.
So, Ash, how have you been?
I've been good. How have you guys been?
Sane.
Well, I'm in the doghouse currently.
You're in the doghouse. Isn't that where you always are, though, Michael? That's the thing. Already kicking off the jokes at the start of it. Always good. Oh dear.
Right, I think Helen's got some questions.
Yep. Now my first question for you, Ash, is how did you get, or what interested you into doing cosplay?
Oof, that's actually quite hard because considering I've only been cosplaying for about 5 or 6 years, coming up to now. The interest sort of came about when I started university, where I had all these societies for anime and rock and heavy metal. Because I was always the metalhead in university. I was always singled out, always alone and everything like that. And then I came across this society with anime and cosplay, and I just think, okay, this is something that I could possibly get interested in. And then ever since then, it's just blew up. I've now been cosplaying for 5 years. I've been going to Comic-Cons with almost every single person that I know. And I'm actually going to feature someone very important who has complemented to that, is actually Jordan, otherwise known as Jando Wolf Cosplays. So he's probably been my main sort of inspiration to get me into cosplay. But other than that, it's just come from going to Comic-Con, seeing all these cosplayers, just having fun really, and it's something that I've come to enjoy as well. Separate from work or separate from anything else that's going on, it's always been that kind of a bit of an escape sort of the type thing. So you can literally just whatever brings you down, you can literally just have that escape, and I feel like that's basically what it's brought me to do, and that's why I keep on doing it, even though we are in this current situation. We still have to keep on going. We still have to keep ourselves occupied. And I think by cosplaying and just inspiring myself every day, that's the best thing, really. That's all you can really sort of do.
Have you been cosplaying much in the lockdown?
Not necessarily, because I've had to do working from home, and obviously with other events that have happened as well. So it's been a bit hard. I wouldn't say it's been difficult to get new content out. I have been posting on my Instagram of flashbacks of on my previous cosplays that I've done at either Birmingham or at London or anything like that really. So it's kind of hard, but I am going to be once I've got my Yato wig sorted, I am going to get some more content of that. So hopefully about these restrictions of what happens tomorrow, we do end up even if there's just a small bubble of friends, I can easily just go see people, have a bit of a laugh, and just have a bit of a mini shoot as well, just to get that new content out there. So basically, I'm not letting everyone down, so to speak. So that's basically what I've been doing. So I'm getting there. And I do apologize, my glasses keep on steaming up for some other reason.
Oh, it's because this chat is so hot and steamy.
Whoa, okay. Oh my gosh, already starting with the puns. Nothing ever changes.
But isn't it wise that we do that?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my good lord. Considering that you've done a Ruby reference as well, that's actually quite impressive.
There we go, Wish. We're just showing everyone the brands of our drinks. Coca-Cola and Coors Light.
Coca-Cola.
There we go.
Product placement, here we go.
Yeah, it's good that Coca-Cola has agreed to pay for this episode.
Oh yeah, totally.
Helen, what's your next question?
My next question, Ash, is you've done characters from Fate, Ruby, and Jigsaw as well.
Yeah.
And out of your cosplays, what one or ones are your current favourites at the moment?
Oh, that's really hard. I mean, considering I only got into Fate about quite sort of late on, when I started with like Fate Zero, then went to UBW, and then on to Grand Order. It's kind of difficult to actually pinpoint out of the series of the cosplays that I've actually done. It's actually hard to like nail down an actual favourite, but one that I have very much enjoyed, like in the past, was definitely one that I actually debuted actually not that long ago. I think it was at Birmingham Comic Con. I think it was last year. And it was it was actually Memorial, which I was really hard. It was just really difficult in actually trying to sort out. But when you had like everything like going on, with like getting all the background information on Mordred itself, and you just think, I can relate to this person like on a deeper scale. Like I can actually relate to this character, and I'm thinking I can like just try and twist it around. So I think out of all the ones that I've done, Mordred has definitely been my favourite one to cosplay, because like making the swords, or what Jordan's been helping me out with the swords as well, and it's just that level of involvement of being part of a franchise that's blown up in people's faces for many years, and it's now come to this point where I literally see Fate everywhere. I see Fate cosplayers here, I see Fate cosplayers there. It's just like you're being involved into a new community. So definitely Mordred's got to be up there, and I think possibly Ruby is definitely my next one. Like when I first did Ruby Rose, I was a little bit skeptical of how I was actually going to pull it off, because I did want to have that crescent rose with me. I did want to like show it off and everything like that. So it was really difficult to have that around. But the way that it worked around, and I was around Jordan's most of the time anyway, to like get it all sorted, to get it all built up. And it's just the process of it. It's just like watching him and just helping him on what he was doing. It was just kind of like, it was a good feeling. So I think out of all of them, it's definitely got to be Mordred and Ruby. That are my favourites. And I'm just looking at Michael's camera.
That's what we're going to do to you if you don't subscribe.
Oh, okay. Now we're showing the threats off already. Okay.
Revenge of the Chase!
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
This is all going well, isn't it?
Professional.
Yeah, always professional in his business. But yeah, definitely Mordred and Ruby are definitely the ones that I've really enjoyed like doing. So.
Because I remember seeing your lineup and you had PJ Ruby.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, I'm doing PJ Yang.
That was like, I think that was the best moment.
But to do Yang.
Yeah, I think that was the best moment as well. That basically, when I actually posted a lineup that I was actually going to debut Ruby for the first time, I had so many people message me say, "Are you actually going to bring a Crescent Rose?" And I said, I was thinking about it at first, because I was a little bit scared of how damaged it was going to get, like walking around the con and actually me like holding it like almost every single time for a shoot. But actually, when I actually took it, it wasn't actually too bad, and I got so many messages, even after the con, saying your Crescent Rose was amazing. How did you make it? And I just said, like, personally, I only just helped in like building it. Like, usually, I'm not usually the design sort of expert. I mainly leave that to like people like Jordan, Yando Wolf, or even Rob, Aces High Cosplay. I leave it all to them. I just said, like, this is what I want. Do whatever you want with it. If you want me to test it out, then that's completely fine. And I gave them the links to his Instagram and his social medias, and the amount of people that are now subscribed to him is mind blowing. Like, just because of one decent Crescent Rose, and how scared I was to actually debut it. It did get a bit damaged during the con anyway. but I wasn't actually too worried about it because I do know that basically that he is making another Crescent Rose for, I think it's what Rob's girlfriend. I think it is. I think it is. I can't remember. I know it's someone. But literally, as soon as I posted my lineup for PJ Ruby, I literally got the message from Helen saying that basically, right, that's it, I'm doing PJ Yang, you are not getting out of this. So I'm thinking, okay, I guess I've got no choice now. So I just thought, okay, I'll just go along with it. And it was great. It was really great just to like see, just be part, and obviously with the music video as well that we were part in as well. I think I can't remember their YouTube. I think it's
86
Warp
floor.
Dimension.
That's it, yeah. So it was like with them and just having like just Jordan just walking behind us as Pirate Crow. That was really great. And even just by that, I have talked to Helen about this in the future. That basically, if we do Ruby and Yang again, it will be with our full outfits. So I'm going to do Volume 7 Ruby, and obviously Helen's going to do her Yang. And just by having that, just getting involved in a community is always a good feeling, and that's always been a part of it. So yeah, it's definitely one to look forward to in the future with me and Helen. So definitely.
Can
Do
we?
you have any questions, Michael?
Can we expect to see a slumber party photo shoot?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Between the both of you.
Oh, oh, don't mind me. That's just my mum in the background.
Bye.
That's my mum in the background.
You better subscribe, Mum.
Good luck in convincing her. I don't think it's going to work anytime soon.
What's that?
Subscribing to the YouTube channel. I don't think she doesn't understand YouTube, so this is something I do need to teach her at some point.
Well,
So.
I do, but I just find it.
She finds it a little bit.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
She just finds it a little bit weird.
Odd.
Yeah, odd. That's a good word for it.
Mm. Yeah, so
My
fantastic.
next question for you, Ash, is what characters from any sort of video game, manga, anime, or TV show would you love to cosplay next, and why?
Oh, now you made it really difficult for me because there's one cosplay that I've always wanted to do ever since I first played the game like many years ago. It's Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. Like ever since the remake came out, I think it was like back in about like beginning of April or something like that. I got the game for my birthday. And just by seeing Tifa in her whole outfit, and I was just thinking, that is what I want to do next. That is what I want to do next. Like, with her outfit, it's not necessarily basic, but she keeps it basic anyway. And she's got that sort of loving personality, even when she interacts with like Cloud or Jessie or any of like Avalanche or anything like that, especially with Barrett as well. Like, I think just being part of like Final Fantasy VII and actually cosplaying for Final Fantasy VII would just be amazing. And I've seen like people who have cosplayed Tifa already, and some of the things that they've done, like even just for her arm gear, all of her cosplay all together, it's so easy to do. I'm not saying that basically that she's an easy character to cosplay and that people will want to get to her shape and figure. It doesn't really matter what shape of figure you actually are. So yes, I am a little. I'm going to say this now. People say that I don't classify myself word as the fat word. I don't classify that to myself in any way, shape, or form. But I think when I do cosplay Tifa, I'm just going to stick with my normal figure. Like, I don't care about if people like fat shame me or body shame me or whatever. Like, it doesn't care what you do. Like, even I'm going to take Helen for example. She got so much flack for debuting her Yang, and I was just like, it doesn't matter what shape you are, what build you are, you're just doing what you love. You're just doing cosplay. Like, it doesn't matter if you've got like big chest or big butt or anything like that. It doesn't matter what you cosplay or who you cosplay from. It doesn't matter what figure you are, as long as you're comfortable in your own skin. That is all that matters. And I think by cosplaying Tifa, when I do cosplay Tifa, it will just give me that little boost of confidence as well. To basically say that basically you don't need to give any morals to anyone who will go that length to actually even abuse you like that. So definitely Tifa is up there. And I think one other one is Sephiroth as well. I know that's a little bit risky, but he is one of my main villains that I loved in Final Fantasy VII, and just the way that he's portrayed in a remake as well, it's so incredibly detailed, and just hearing his backstory with him and Cloud, it would just be an amazing cosplay to do. And I actually know someone who is actually going to cosplay Sephiroth, so we're all trying to get him to this goal on Twitch to actually cosplay, to get him a cosplay of Sephiroth actually professionally done. So definitely Tifa and Sephiroth are definitely the ones on my bucket list in the next couple of years. So hopefully all goes to plan. Let's hope.
We'll all keep our fingers and toes crossed for you.
Well,
yeah, definitely.
Northampton Comic Con is next year. I've had word from the organiser that they are planning to get back into the game next year because they were having a break this year. So hopefully we'll see Tifa and all the other cosplays then.
Hopefully then. You never know.
Shaky cam.
I do have one last question for you, Ash.
Go on.
If you could spend a week in a world that any characters that you cosplay as are from, which would it be?
Oh, God, now you're making it really difficult. Despite I love the character, I wouldn't want to be in a horror world. Like, as much as I love horror movies and the horror genre in general, like the way that basically I cosplay Billy from Saw, it's a little bit difficult to actually comprehend me actually being in an environment where he's like filled with like traps and everything like that. Now I love creepy stuff. Like I love anything to do with like serial killers or murders or anything like that. I know that sounds crazy, I know, but still. But I wouldn't want to be in that environment when you have like things that will just trigger something. So I wouldn't want to be like surrounded by like guns or knives or anything like that. Even though I have a gun literally opposite me right now, even though it's fake, but that's beside the point. Don't give me that look, Michael. If you want to see it for yourself, you've seen it before.
Oh yeah.
It's the classic Prompto gun.
I know you're aiming at Helen.
Well, I can't aim it at Helen. She's my cosplay sister, so I can't hurt her at all. So, but if I was to go in like one environment, I would probably say the Final Fantasy world. Especially from Final Fantasy 15, because that storyline of just following Noctis, Prompto, Ignis, and Gladio just on this journey together, and you just want to, you could easily get along with them so easily, and everyone around them, and I feel like just basically exploring a new world as part of a Final Fantasy regime, like even like in Hammerhead or Insomnia or anything like that. It's just a beautiful place to go to. And even when they go to Altissia, it's just like the most beautiful place ever, and you just want to explore and explore. You don't want to stop. And that's basically one of the things that I really want. If I was to be like in that environment or in that world, I wouldn't come back. I wouldn't want to leave. And I think that's probably why I wanted to do cosplay Prompto, because yes, he's had like a difficult like childhood, because obviously he got taken away to be part of I can't remember his name. I think it was for Stale's like experiments or something. And then obviously he then got brought up into Lucis with Noctis and everything like that. And he felt that basically he was being reignited into someone else, and his character development and everyone else, like throughout, even just near the end, like the way that basically the characters develop in just that world alone, it's just amazing. And even with the DLCs that come out as well, you get to see their backstory, you get to see what they experience, and you just want to be part of it. Like it's something so surreal about that world that I just really want to be in. So definitely Final Fantasy is definitely up there. So I wouldn't want to leave there. Even if I had my TARDIS here, I would just go there straight away. You see what I mean? Oh hell yeah, definitely.
Would you say gaming inspires you more than binge watching TV? Let's say.
I would say yeah, because I tend to game quite a bit now with this current lockdown. Because even before this happened, I didn't really get a chance to just like sit down after work and just like play a couple of hours of like even if it's Animal Crossing on my Switch or just Final Fantasy on my PlayStation. Like I think gaming alone, because I don't really watch a lot of TV series now and then, because I used to be a big fan of The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad and everything like that. But ever since like it's usually around the 5th or 6th season that it tends to go like downhill. And that's what sort of throws me off a little bit. Like I still watch Netflix, and I still watch some anime when I can, because I do like to like rewatch like things like Black Butler or Death Parade or anything like that, and especially My Hero Academia, because that has literally just been like my go-to anime throughout this whole lockdown really. So that's always been a part of that. But I would say yeah, because gaming to me is similar to cosplay. It's like an escape into another realm. Like you just want to forget everything that's going on in reality, and you just want to focus on just one thing alone, and that's just controlling a character to do whatever you want to do, and just like interact with like people in the game. Like even if it's on multiplayer or if it's on like single player, like just being involved in that escape is just an amazing feeling, and something that basically has helped me mentally as well. So I started gaming, I would say about a few months after my dad died. So I sort of had that feeling of basically I don't know what I'm going to do in my life, I don't even know where to go. But I just thought, no, wait, hang on, you need to think of something. So even just by picking up a controller and just being part of like just playing Final Fantasy 15 non-stop, a bit of like horror. I have like horror games on my PlayStation as well, so I tend to like have that as well. So I think gaming has been my main inspiration, even like through growing up as a kid, like playing Pokemon and Sonic and everything like that. Like the old school games, like back in the 90s and the 2000s. And you get like these kids now like learn about Super Mario and Sonic and Pokemon now. It's a great feeling to have that basically just be in a world where you can just escape from reality and just be like a kid again, really. So,
what do you think of the current stigma against gaming with most of the older population?
I don't really know how to really answer that, if I'm being brutally honest. Because I think when you see like young kids like going to like these conventions and stuff like that, and they go to like one of these like gaming things or anything like that, they have like do a free trial and stuff like of a new game that's coming out. I wouldn't say it's put of a stigma. It's more like, I don't really know how to really word this, but it's sort of like a lean into what's coming up. Like, because with all the technology now, so you have like Switches, you have your PS5 that's coming out next year. So there's always been like this game wars, obviously, between PlayStation and Xbox or iPhone or Samsung or anything like that. But it depends on basically what young kids actually want to enjoy. Like, do they want to be part of this community where basically that they want to get into gaming just for fun, or they actually want to do it on a professional level? And you see these kids now that are like playing like Fortnite or Minecraft or anything like that, seeing what they do, even they're like 10 or 11 years old, like the things that they can do on these online games, and just being part of their own community without no drama, no shade or anything like that, whatever goes on the TV. They just want their own escape. Like, you can't stop kids being part of a community that they've been involved in. So I think with having like, because obviously I don't have any siblings, so it is hard, but I do have kids. I do live in and around my neighborhood, and just by seeing like the cosplays that I do, like it's inspired them to actually like get into gaming or do like dress up or anything like that. And I feel that basically you can inspire young kids to do what they want to do, even if they don't choose the same path. Like they always have the opportunity to actually go out, go and do these conventions, see what they can experience, and just having fun really. So I wouldn't like have a stigma on it. It's more like an inspiration to possibly what they may do in the future.
Oh, when I said stigma, I meant more like the media, like if you're reading a newspaper and
with
they
that,
like, violence in video games, and we did. Do you think they had
See,
that with the same? Because video games are now like books of the old times. You know, you won't just pick up a book and read it, not unless you really enjoyed Harry Potter and stuff. But
yeah.
now games are the go-to source for us, sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really like pay attention to like the reviews of like games on like social media or anything like that. They basically say that basically, Call of Duty's got a bad rap, or Fortnite is just for kids and all that lot, and people are getting harassed and everything. Like, there is some things that kids will do to the extreme. Like I think I read at one point, I think it was a kid on Fortnite, where someone actually got sued or something from them or something like that. And you just think, and these game developers that have developed this game, I'm just thinking, why are you doing this to possibly a 10-year-old kid who has no knowledge of what the law stands for, that they have no grasp of what's actually going on, and all these game developers are like just throwing like violence or anything like that all in these games, and if I was to like put it in slight errors, I would possibly say that games are sometimes a little bit overrated, but I wouldn't like go into much detail of what actually really happens. So they don't really have much. I think basically what games are trying to say is that basically we're trying to reduce the violent content in games, and they're trying to make it family friendly so that families can enjoy as well. I think that's why with this lockdown you tend to see people now like panic buying for like all these Switches and all these games that are going out, and you just think now in this current situation, you're just thinking, why are you doing it? Like you see on social media that basically the people to stop panic buying. It's not necessarily a situation to like basic necessities. Like, do you really need a game as a necessity? Like, is that really classed as actually something? So I think
I'd say yes.
I think everyone does, if I'm being honest. But I think some social media like newspapers do take it a little bit too far. But I think they're just doing it for basically I think they're only just doing it just to get the thing
and stuff.
Yeah, something like that. And it's kind of like, well, what is the point? Why would you do that to yourself? You're just making yourself out to have a bad reputation in the future. So that's always been like that, really. So.
Right. Well, we are getting on now, so it's been lovely to chat with you, Ash.
You did, yes.
Yes. Helen, would you have any more words to say?
Just make sure you're staying safe and happy.
Don't get into trouble with your parents, and basically don't set fire to anything. Even though I may already start doing that later, but you never know.
Really good advice.
Oh dear.
I should put some like effects on after.
Oh my gosh, yes. It's like. Oh dear.
Thank you very much for this interview, Ash.
No problem.
And hope you all like and subscribe Talksontour, and I hope you're all enjoying our online series of interviews.
That's Michael. Oh, there's a baby in the background as well.
Oh, that's okay because I've got a camera on me on the actual stream. This is different. I've got two cameras in front of me, so you're seeing.
Stealing my new film. Mike's already stolen it once.
God damn it, Steve.
Do it properly.
Fantastic start. This is all going well.